kept voicing her support for the Iranian regime. We can speak now to Barry Donadio, who's both a former US Air Force and former Secret Service agent. Many thanks for being with us. Barry, just talking about this downed US fighter jet, the fact that one crew member remains still missing right now. Just talk us through that process to try and locate this missing member of personnel.
Thanks for having me on. And they probably got a radio call from the aircraft that probably had an in-flight emergency. The pilot ejected as well as his partner there. And when they do eject, it seems like they've separated somehow, or they may have separated on the ground. And right away, U.S. forces are going to be mustering up a team to try to recover them as fast as possible. There's going to be a lot of assets deployed on a short-term basis and maybe even a small ground force landing to try to get them out. You're going to see fighter jets involved. You're going to see helicopters involved, maybe even a C-130 involved. And any teams that have the specialty that are in the area to go and get them out, probably U.S. Air Force parajumpers. And it is probably one of your more dangerous missions. You're flying into enemy territory where normally you wouldn't go and try to extract somebody before they are captured by enemy forces.
So presumably in all of this, every hour, every minute really counts.
Every second counts, actually, because now we see on Iranian television, the Iranians are looking for him. And when they find him, if they're able to catch him, he'll be used as a tool for propaganda to try to hurt the United States and its allies.
I mean, if past is prologue in all of this, certainly when it comes to Iraq, for example, that was also something that was conducted.
That's correct. We saw Saddam Hussein use those same very exact tactics, as well with some British civilians early in the war. He used them and exploited them to try to get propaganda on his end. However, it did not work in the end. But this will be a useful tool if the Iranian regime manages to capture our pilot, and all the more reason why this is an exigent circumstance. The U.S. forces are doing everything they can to recover him.
Barry, how much of a setback is this for President Trump, who had spoken about air dominance? Now we see this for the first time, a fighter jet coming down over Iran. And in that regard, he has punctured essentially that talking point.
Right. Well, this is a massive air campaign. There's hundreds of planes up in the air. It's to be expected, quite frankly. In any campaign, this can happen. This is not easy work. And certainly this isn't Venezuela. This is Iran. This is a totally different dynamic. And this is a war. They've made no bones about hiding the fact that it's not just a small operation. This is war. So we do take casualties in war. However, the United States, Israel, and even UK forces do everything they can to minimize that. And that's what you're seeing right now, a massive operation underway to try to retrieve our pilot. And if the Iranians get him before we do, you're absolutely right. He will be exploited, and it will hurt the war effort here, as you know, in the United States as well as European nations. Every soldier, we're sensitive to every single loss and every single prisoner of war.
Barry Donadio, both a former US Air Force and former Secret Service agent, sharing your insights with us here on BBC News. Good to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you.